times what we are having on the board there is actually expansion. Before we talk about factorization, most times we talk about expansion because the answers you get most times, if you want to take it back to factorization form, I mean the normal question, factorization equation, sorry, quadratic equation, we need to expand. So it is always advisable, at least you have the knowledge of both expansion and how to take it back and forth. So, but the first thing I want to do is to give you a very simple form of expansion. I'll start with that before we go to what this man is asking. The first one I want to give you is this. For example, you have something like this, x plus 2. Let me make it very simple like this. This is an expression, not an equation, because it doesn't have a quality sign. Even if I put is equal to that, eventually, it is a mathematics expression. Take note of that. You should know the difference between a mathematics expression and a mathematics equation. A mathematics equation actually it has equation right from the way the question is. Equation will be there where it has a right hand side and also a what? A left hand side. But as it stands, what you are seeing here, even if I finish and answer is equal to this, at this level you can see it's a mathematics expression, not an equation. I hope you all take note of what I'm talking about now. Then the next thing is, how do we expand? I'm making it very simple like this so that you understand what is happening. The simple way of expansion, let me just take this example 1, right? The simple way of expansion is what is outside the bracket. Use it to multiply what is inside the bracket individually. That is one after the other, like as you can see there. You take what is outside the bracket, like we have x here. It will now multiply what is here. This one first, this one. If it has more in the bracket like that, you continue until, and when you do that, don't forget you are going to open the bracket. Do you understand that now? You are going to open the bracket. So let's do what we have here. And before I go into this, don't forget x times x is equal to what? X squared. There are some people that are still missing this aspect of mathematics. And don't also forget that x plus x is equal to what? 2x. There are two different things entirely. You must know this because what we are having here, just like we don't normally write, we don't write coefficients 1x here, right here 1x, but we know fully well that in mathematics it's actually 1x, but we don't write it like that. Like we normally have invisibles, invisible plus, invisible 1, invisible whatever. So you can see here now that it's having invisible 1 there, but we don't put it. Just like you are saying 1x plus 1x will give us what? 2x. I hope you all take note of that. Now, we just know that x times. So, in opening this bracket, you will see the first stage. Now, we're going to have what? X squared. The x times plus 2. Please, in fact, I will give you another example to make you know that our minus sign and our signs, we are very, very conscious of it when we are opening our bracket or doing any calculations. X times 2 will give us what? Plus 2x. So from what you are having there on the board, you will see that we have actually expounded by using what is outside to multiply what is inside, and we have opened the bracket. This is where it stops. It doesn't go beyond this. This is how expansion is done in a very simple form. So let me give you another example again. Let me say example 2. Let me say minus 2 now. For example, now look at it too. Minus 2x. Open bracket. Let me even use a different alphabet here now. Minus 2s minus 4. Can you see that now? Minus 2s, this is minus 2s, open bracket, y minus what? 4. I want to make you understand this. Don't forget also, x times y is xy. It's the same way, please don't forget that. So now somebody will see AB. See, maybe when I'm solving, I'm not write A times B. Okay. But there was no minus here now. Is it not AB you wrote? AB and A times B is not the same thing. The same thing you are saying. S times Y is equal to what? SY. So we are going to apply some of these things here. And while we are doing that, we are also taking note of our signs. Don't forget that. Now, we have minus 2x. Please take note of that. Minus 2x. There's an invisible plus, so don't forget. If it doesn't carry any sign, we say it carries invisible what? Plus. So minus 2x times y will give us minus 2sy. Minus 2sy. The reason is that minus times y will give us what? Minus. Can you see that now? Then 2x times y will give us what? Sy, I mean 2sy. I hope you see the way we are 2ys or sy are correct. Either you say 2sy or 2ys. The reason is that I think I explained to somebody the other day that sy is commutative. It's the same thing as s is commutative. Commutative means that if you change the position of the alphabet, it's still giving you the same thing. Do you understand? Sy and ys is the same thing. So don't be disturbed about that. Then minus 2s times minus 4. You can see we are taking note of the signs that is going along with it now. Minus 2s times minus 4. You know how to multiply numbers without signs like that. Where you will not talk about, you will not say, don't forget, minus times minus will give us what? Plus. Can you see that now? Then 2s times 4 will give us what? 8s. Can you see that now? 8s. But you can see both the sign and the way everything is going. We have actually expanded. We have opened the bracket. This is a mathematics process and it cannot be compromised. This is for a simple expansion process. Then we also have expansion process that has to do with two in sets, like in brackets. These two numbers in brackets multiply with two numbers in bracket again. I think that was the question that this man was trying to give us. Let's call that one example 3. Example 3. Bring that question again. Where is it? Just tell me fast. I did not keep it. S minus 2, open bracket, s minus plus s plus 7, right? Whenever you have something like this equal to 0, don't worry, we are dealing with the expansion process. We'll go back to that. When we now equate it to 0, it becomes a quadratic equation. But let's do the expansion first. Let's see how it goes. Now, I will come back to that when I'm doing quadratic equation. Then let's just do this one first. What we are having here, the first thing you do, please everybody pay attention. You use this x to multiply the first term here. This same x to multiply the second term here. Can you see that? Then the next one you use to multiply the first term here. Then simply multiply the second term here. I will do that so that you see what is happening there. The first one is s times s will give us what? S squared. We got it right from there initially. The s times plus 7x will give us plus 7x. You got it there initially, but you see where you missed everything. Then the next one, have we finished with this first one? Can you see it? We go to the next. Minus 2 times s will give us what? Minus 2x. Can you see that? Minus 2 times plus 7. You can see. Minus times plus is what? Minus. So you now have minus 14. Can you see that? Minus 14. Now, if you observe here, we are having two terms that have like terms. Like terms. Please, don't forget, x squared is not never the same thing as x. They are not like terms. X squared, it is not equal to what? They are not like terms. But you can see 7x and 2x, they are what? Like terms. Outside that, none of them they are like terms there again. So the way we normally do it, we go back to our algebra. Plus 7 minus 2 will give us what? So we now have x squared plus 5x minus 14. This is what that expansion of these two terms will bring us to. X squared plus 5x minus 14. This is exactly what it will bring us to. But if we want to put that equal to 0 thereafter, we will now change it to what? Quadratic equation. Ask a question.
X squared plus 5x.
Yes.
So
what I'm saying, maybe I guess no, we are just expressing, we are just expanding here. Do you understand me now? What we did here is that we have just expanded, not as if we are solving anything here. This is just expansion. If you want to get the actual term of x, I will tell you. Don't worry, I know where you are going to. The actual value of x, the actual value of x. If you are dealing with a quadratic equation, I will show you how to get the actual value of x. Do you know? Hello? Now you can see that x squared plus 5x, they don't have anything in common. That's why we could not add it. I hope you are seeing it now. 14 does not have anything in common with anything there, so it remains like this. Where we are at this stage, x squared plus 5x minus 14 is actually called a quadratic equation. It's called a what? A quadratic equation. I think with this one, everyone now know how to expand. Thank you very much for giving us your time. We will talk about quadratic equation now.